Hello friends, in this video we are just going to discuss about the SQL triggers. So what is SQL triggers and why this is very significant to understand the SQL triggers in database. So there could be so many operation that is to need to be performed when you are going to input your all the data in the database. Alright. So SQL triggers can be recognized is the action which are to be performed by the user. So there could be so many actions are performed is to be needed to input the data and manipulate the data in a database. So these all actions has been classified to understand to recognize the action which is to be performed. Okay. So what is SQL trigger is it? A trigger is a special types of a stored procedure that automatically run when an events occur in the database server. That means this SQL trigger automatically run, but when it is to be ready for run, when the user going to be perform any single action on a database. So when we are going to input the data on a SQL in the form of SQL query language, these SQL triggers are performed. So in a database there is classifications of triggers that has been defined and what types of actions are performed under this each transaction and each trigger that I'm going to discuss right now. Okay, this is very significant to understand and this could be raised in interview question as well. So the first trigger is data definition language. So what is a data definition language? We will also discuss in this video one by one. What is data manipulation language and control language and query language and transaction control language. Alright. So one by one we are going to discuss very deeply about that, which is to be very needed to know when you are going to perform any actions on server. Okay. So you know what is a database? It is the collections of a huge amount of data which has to be stored in the form of table in a database or server. That means there could be so many actions to be performed to fetch the data. The first trigger is data definition language. So what is data definition language and why it is very important to understand data definition language? There is so many reserved words are defined in a SQL that are very important to use while you are going to input the data. The first word is create is here. This is a reserved word in a SQL, create, which are used to create the table. So why we need to create the table? Because if there is no in table, then how we will input the records in a database? So table is very important things. This is a structural diagram and logical diagram which is consist of a row and column. Their data has to be stored. So with the help of this reserved word create, we create the table. Alright. So how tables are created we will discuss later, but this is a word and reserved word. You must have to memorize it. The second is alter. This is the table. If you have to create this table, you must have to use create words. Okay, this is a reserved word. This action are called data definition language. What is alter? Alter means an alter command modify an existing database table. These commands can be add up additional column, drop existing column, and even change the data types of column involving in a database table as well. So what is this? Is a alter command that are reserved in SQL. Suppose we have to just you have to just drop this column. There is no any require this column like marks and subject, etc. So with the help of this alter commands, you can drop your column as well. But when you have to just created a simple table and you have to just add a new column later, so what will happen? You have to use alter command to add the column. Okay, so this alters command is very helpful to create such action within table. Okay, what is drop is here. This is a data definition language part. Drop. A drop command is used to delete objects such as a table. Suppose you have a very old data in a server or in a database. You just want to delete the entire table as well with the help of data. So you will use here drop command. This command will be delete the object, that means the existing storage areas, and erase each and everything with the architectures of table as well. Okay, so once you drop the table, it is not possible to recover the delete table, right? What is truncate is here? Truncate is also part of a data definition language. These such actions are known to be data definition language. Similar to drop. Truncate is similar to drop, but what is the difference? The truncate statement is used to quickly remove all the records from a table. That means it will erase the data, not table. Table will be remain, data will be erased only. Okay. However, unlike drop, the completely destroy a table, truncate preserve its full structure to be reused later. Okay, means you have a table of a student, all the previous session of student records will be erased and the new sessions of a student records will be inputs in the same table. This is called truncate action. Rename is what? Suppose you want to just rename the table. So with the help of rename commands you will use and you will change in table name as well with the help of this rename. This is the part of data definition language. These such actions are called data definition language. So it could be an interview question as well. What is the data definition language? So you will going to just explain each points as well with the help of a definition of data definition language, right? What is the next? Is it here? Data manipulation language means data manipulation language. What does it mean, data manipulation language? With the help of manipulation, you can easily understand the data manipulation language. Is it? The SQL commands that deal with the manipulations of a data present in the database belong to the DML or data manipulation language, and this include most of the SQL statement. That means when you are going to manipulate, must just going to be change the data, insert the data and delete the data from a particular table. Suppose here is a table, you want to just insert the records in it. Okay, so this is the green one is the record in a table. All right, just erase it. The green one is records in a table. Okay, this green one is records in table. Just I'm going to put some records in a table. This is the part of a data manipulation language. So what happened with the help of insert? This is a reserved word in SQL. With the help of insert, you will be able to successfully insert your all the data in a table. Okay, it is used to insert the data in a table. Suppose you want to just insert some records of a student, so you have to use insert keyword and reserved word insert, and all the data will be input in the parenthesis, and this will be action perform after hit the enter. Okay, so what is the delete is here? It is used to delete the records from the table. Just remember, it is very different from drop and truncate. It will only record the particular, it will be only delete the particular records. Like if you want to delete just two records from this table, like this one and this one, so delete will helpful here to erase this record as well. Okay, so what is the next? Update. Suppose a table has already data in it and you want to just update the marks of a student and the subject of a student. So with the help of update keyword, you are able to update the records of your particular table. Suppose you want to just update this section only because here is marks 25 5 and you want to update 31. So with the help of this update keywords, you will be able to update the records. Okay. So there is a two types of actions are performed already. I have already discussed, like a data manipulation language, what is it, and what is the data definition language. So next is data control language. These all actions are performed on the basis of needed or requirement according. Okay, so data control language is data control language includes commands such as a grant and revoke, which mainly deal with the rights, permissions, and other control of the data system. Okay, suppose you are the owner of your data, right, and you have only privilege, only power of access the data as well, but you are just going to be travel in the next month for 6 and 2 years as well, suppose. So with the help of grant key, okay, you will supply your access to someone, other third party person. That means you are going to be give the user access privilege to third party with a grant keyword. So he will be able to access the all data as well. If he will be not a part of a database system, that means he is not user of a part of database, so he will not able to and she will not able to use the data. Okay, so with the help of a grant key, you can supply the privilege, that means supply the access to someone or give the access to someone, and with the help of revoke, you just withdraw the action, that means withdraw the access privilege. That means suppose there is already a person, a Thomas, have a privilege to access a particular data. With the help of revoke, Thomas will not able to use database anymore when he will be revoked. Okay, so these all actions are known to be data control language. So there could be a question raised by the interviewer, what is data control language? So you can simply say that grant and revoke, these such activities are happen in a data control language. Okay, next is what is transaction control language. This is also very important to understand. Transaction control language, each and every actions in a SQL perform are known to be a transaction. That means if some actions have been performed successfully, that means one transaction got successfully. If any action performed failed to be, that is unsuccessful transaction, means failed transaction. Okay, so what is the point in transaction control language? There is a commit. This is a reserved word. With the help of commit, the commit command save all the transaction to the database. Suppose you are just going to be delete a data and going to be store the data as well. If you just call the commit, that means the data is to be very safe. Okay, what is the rollback is here? Commit is work like a approval. Okay, if any error occur with any of the SQL grouped statement, all change need to be aborted. The process of reversing change is called a rollback. That means undo the transaction. Suppose there are already transaction or rolling back is here. Rolling, that means what? If any transactions are going to be, and you are just withdraw those transactions with the help of this rollback, this transaction will undo. What is the save point is here? That means if you want to just delete a records from a particular table, so with the help of save point, these records will be got to save at a particular place. Okay, what is release save point? This command is used to remove the save point that you have created. Okay, data query language is what? Data query language are used to perform a query on data within a schema object. That means select. This is a reserved word. With the help of this reserved word select, it is used to retrieve all the data from a table. Okay, so these all things are happen in SQL server, and this actions must to be know, because it is very important to understand. So if you have any doubt, just you can put your queries in comment. Like my videos, subscribe my channel, and share this as well with your friends. Okay, have a nice day.